What's up, everyone? Welcome to another episode of The Goods. We have another semi-recurring guest. Or maybe not semi-recurring. Is this your second episode? Or I feel like you've done other episodes.
I want to say it's my second or
but
third.
we've done so many episodes now that whatever.
I remember being present at the New York States one.
That's right. Yeah.
Like I was sitting just out of frame, just like watching
everything
the
happen.
interviews that go down. But I also think that I was just like exhausted.
Oh yeah,
Just,
it's
like,
always an
watching the
exhausting
day.
contest. Yeah.
Yeah.
Even though like we don't really go anywhere like a normal contest. Like for being in New York City, New York States is like a pretty insular contest.
Oh my God, yeah.
Like
bro.
it's just
like
at
if
that
you go
one
further
venue,
than
yeah.
the Dunkin' Donuts, you're too far.
Yeah, but this year it's at that Brooklyn Museum. You think you're gonna go this year, or maybe not?
I don't know if I'm gonna make it this year, much to my chagrin. But just because I have a lot of like moving parts in my life right now.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm like restabilizing after last year. So that'll be pretty interesting. Though, and I hope that they have it happen there again.
Yeah, me too.
However, a little kendama slam. Nice. Yeah, like I'm not tripping. I'll probably catch like VA states or something when that pulls around.
Yeah, I hope that the organizers do VA states again.
Yeah, I've been like in a couple group chats asking about it, like, what's going on with VA states. And then Baltimore Yo-Yo Club, we're meeting pretty regularly, so I get like my social yo-yoing for the year.
From Yo-Yo Club.
Yeah, from Yo-Yo Club.
How's that going? Because Abby keeps inviting me out to it, and I need to... I forget how... It's not close to get here, but it's not like super far either. It's like an hour and a half or whatever.
Yeah, it's not painfully out of the way. We had one dude from like St. Mary's County fucking like cross the Chesapeake Bay to come to club
shit, yeah.
the other week because he's like, there's nothing quite like yo-yoing.
Yeah.
Club is going pretty good. We got like Ryan Kim.
Oh, that's right. He does go to school down here. Lives down here.
Well, yeah, his family's like 20 minutes away from like where we're sitting.
Yeah.
So
It's so close to that Washington, D.C. club where I feel like, and that one just meets more like bi-monthly or something like that.
Yeah.
So it's when they do meet, it's like a 2-week campaign of like, hey, Yo-Yo Club's in 12 days. Come on out. And then, Tyler Shea goes to that one and Arthur from Freshly Dirty and a bunch of people. So
yeah, so you got Unparalleled, Freshly Dirty, us, Recess.
I've never really thought about that before, how powerful the Mid-Atlantic yo-yo region is.
Yeah,
right
like the
now.
Mid-Atlantic is locked in, bro. I don't care what anyone says. Like, it's like...
Damn, we need to do some like...
like we need to do some shit, man.
Yeah, some
we
spin...
need to link up.
Barbecue spins or whatever they're called.
Yeah, bro, some shit. And I'm like...
Jake and I, last episode...
we got fucking Jake. I'm like, bro...
We were talking about doing like a yo-yo camp sort of thing.
Yeah.
Where it would be like...
Just do it in the fall with no humidity.
Yeah, exactly. Like get a campground that has like cabins for a weekend up in like the Poconos, and then like because they're super cheap. Like a cabin is like whatever $200 a night, and if there's 4 or 5 people in there, like it makes it dirt cheap. Like,
or if you got enough people that you're renting out all those cabins, they give group rates.
Yeah, just do cool shit like
that'd be cool.
Get a bunch of food and like make it ourselves, and then
Do a bunch of workshops.
Yeah. That was one thing that we were kind of having trouble brainstorming, was just which I should ask you about.
Yeah.
Is just like the workshops, because like, did you ever? I think Worlds in Florida was like just before your time, or did you ever go to Worlds when it was in Florida?
Worlds at its apex in Florida was before my time.
Okay.
But I had been participating in yo-yo kind of in the background since like 2010 or 11 or so.
Gotcha.
So like I watched a lot of the shit that was happening in Worlds, and like I was in the forums, just kind of paying attention, just learning and putting in the hours. But I wasn't physically there, but I'm like aware of how things were there. And I remember, however aspirational it was, I would like read all the times for shit happening at Worlds and shit, and just like be in the know about what's happening at an event, even if I wasn't there. Which is why shit like the Triple Crown and like Bay Area Classic were so cool to me. I was just like, damn, bro. Or like where you guys had MD States like the last year it was.
I don't remember that. I probably
like
wasn't.
Perry Hall High or some shit like that.
Oh yeah, that was probably after I moved.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's like 5 minutes from Ryan Kim's house.
Oh really? He lives that close?
No bullshit, bro. He's right there.
Where does he live?
In White Marsh, which is like the Perry Hall area.
I need to look that up because I swear he might live like 10 minutes away from me. That would be wild.
Yeah, he's in White Marsh. You're in what, Elkton?
Yeah.
He's the halfway point between you and me, bro. He's nowhere.
Okay, well, it's not super close to me, but it's
But
like
it's
you
not
said,
super
it's about
far.
halfway
Yeah.
from- yeah.
I was like, it's not super close,
Or,
but
yeah,
like it's not super
halfway,
far
but-
because he's northeast of me, and you're further north. Oh, you're north and east. So yeah, it's like it's all in a line, really.
Yeah, but that old world's format, they used to have like a lot of workshops. They just really like overdid it in terms of like what stuff people could do.
Yeah.
I don't mean overdid it in a bad way, but just like any given time at the contest, you would never be bored of like, oh, what am I gonna do today? Or like,
Right.
that's one thing. And not to like talk shit about Cleveland Worlds. I love Cleveland Worlds, but just like
No, talk your shit.
no, because it's
I'm a hater.
I have hella fun out there, but just
Yeah.
like, you know, I think what draws people to like partying so much out there is like the lack of activities and stuff. You know what I mean? Which
Absolutely.
is why like during the day people are just getting fucked up all day, and then
Getting obliterated.
Yeah, and
like
then
there's
by the
no
time-
reason that there should always be a medical professional on staff before
I don't
noon.
remember that, but
There's no reason that we need that, gang. Like,
it was a little more tame.
why
this
is it
year.
happening?
And it's funny because this was my first Worlds totally sober. Like I did not have
Yeah.
any alcohol, weed, anything.
Nice.
And like a couple old school yo-yoers came and they were talking to me about it, and they were just like, man, it's a fucking party out here, huh? And I was like, what do you mean? Like, because I'm not participating. I'm like, it looks pretty chill to me. Like,
It looks pretty tame.
even at Nationals in Las Vegas this year, like, there was nobody stumbling over drunk. There wasn't, like, people coming down to the hall reeking, like, weed or anything. But
Yo.
it was just funny because they're like, man, people are, like, really into partying now, huh? And I'm like, I mean, dude, honestly, it was a lot worse, like,
Yeah.
6-7 years ago. Like, it's pretty tame now, to be honest. Like,
I binge watch YouTube documentaries like while I paint and stuff, and they were just saying like the upcoming like teenage and young adult generation don't drink as much and things of that
yeah.
your nature, but I think it's a little like column A, column B. Like, yeah, they don't drink, but all of them are on fucking like stimulants or like
Oh, yeah.
opiates. So it's just like,
And then they just vape like crazy.
yeah,
and-
it's like, yeah, they're also like addicted to cotton candy juice for fucking
I saw this girl.
X amount of hours all day. And it's like, yeah, I wouldn't need to go out and party if I was zapping my brain every 20 minutes.
Oh yeah, dude. And it's like,
You know,
you know, a hit off of a vape is probably as much nicotine as you consume in like an entire cigarette or something for the stronger vapes, you know, because yeah.
I remember reading the little like box that like the pods come in, and I was just like, I don't want to judge you, but this terrifies me.
Yeah, it really does, because it's
Yeah, I was like, yo, this terrifies me because my body's fine,
right.
and I couldn't imagine it not working like this.
Yeah, that's one thing I love about sobriety is just like when I was like 15 or 16 and watching everyone starting to get like fucked up and experiment. I didn't like look down on them, but just like you said, where it's like, I love the state of mind that I'm in right now. Why would I ever want to change that? Or why would I want to feel outside of this or different?
Yeah.
Then like as I got older and more stressed, like it was easier to not want to feel that way. So it's like, oh fuck it, like I'm just gonna smoke a blunt or fucking drink 18 shots of liquor at this yo-yo contest and like
In the middle of the summer,
right, yeah, that's in the middle. I'm dehydrated
Dude,
all day. I ain't ate nothing.
I am dehydrated. The food I am eating is trash.
All I did all day was sit there and feel anxious as hell. And be
Yeah,
like,
yeah. It's like
gotta
I
get on stage
actually
later,
made
like-
myself more insular while being outside.
dude, for sure.
What
yeah.
an idea, bro.
Yeah.
That's not hate on the people who do that.
No,
Like,
not at all.
Yeah, you
I
know,
think
like
there's
I just
a time
want to
and
be
a place
clear.
for that, but
Yeah,
And then there's a time and a place
Like
where
I
like
love
it gets
having
overdone, but
like I love an edible and going into the forest by myself for a walk, and
the
I'll
amount
like
of
play
edible
kendama and
you
chill.
do is like 2 milligrams or whatever. You know what I mean?
That's right.
Do.
Yeah, bro. It's just like I like to still be present.
Yeah.
You know, like I don't want to go to the moon immediately.
That's like the equivalent of like drinking one of those CBD sodas, where it's just like you'll probably feel something, but it's not. Oh, sorry.
Yeah, but like I won't be tweaking.
Right.
And like if I am, I'm having a great time.
Yeah, I was telling my girlfriend a few weeks ago or a few months ago. She was just asking about like when I was smoking. She was like, "How much like were you doing?" And like we've talked about this before, but I was like, "Oh, I was smoking like a gram of oil a day."
But also, to be fair, I drink like I don't know 4 of these a day sometimes.
But I think that's
so. Like I'm just a coffee binge drinker.
Yeah, I've been making
so it's just me talking shit.
My own cold brew recently. Like I got some of those pitchers, where you make your own cold brew, and
I got some coffee for you to sample that you can take with you.
And like I've been drinking maybe 2 to 4 cups a day. Like if I get really busy, I'll end up falling off track and not drinking like 3 or 4. I'll just stick with like 1.5 or 2, and then I can feel it by the end of the day where I'm like, oh, I'm tired. Like, but then if I drink like 4, I'm seriously up until like 2-3 o'clock in the morning. I've been hitting the gym for a month straight now, so I'm just like I have all the energy in the world, and then like I get home and I'm like I'm not even really tired. Like this is
like I'm
crazy.
good.
But but
that 8 p.m. cup.
Oh, that's
That 8 p.m. cup be fucking me up sometimes because I don't need to be up till 3 a.m. But I can be.
Right, yeah.
And it's like now I have that ability to binge some work while like Gray's asleep or something.
Yeah, that's a big
kind
thing
of
too. I'm trying to get more sleep lately, but that's tough. Like especially as an adult, and like if you can thug it out and like run off of like 3 or 4 hours of sleep, like it's kind of dope, but like it catches up to you so quick the older you get, where it's just like you start to feel it.
I think 3 and 4 hours has been my average for like the last decade.
That's crazy.
Yeah, so like
But you're used to it, so it's not like
a
huge deal.
And like I used to work a lot of overnight jobs and stuff like that, so it's just like being awake at night is so normal to me. I'm like, if you text me at 4 a.m., you'll probably get a reply.
I feel like I've done that before, where I'll message you and then it's like
you're like, what fucking time is it right
now? Like I'll be like, oh, like you can hit me in the morning or whatever, but like what is this or what is that, or when can you get me this artwork?
Bro, and I hit you back in 10 minutes.
Yeah, you're like, oh, I can do it right now, and I'm like, it is fucking 2:30 in the morning. Like,
it's like, but I'm already at my desk.
Yeah.
For sure.
But yeah, like I was similar to these kids who are vaping so much, where it's just like you consume so much of a concentrated substance, and then the form of consumption is like very concentrated and like goes directly into your bloodstream or brain, and then it's like it just really affects you, because you know when people first started smoking weed in like the 1900s, or and I know it's been around longer than that, but like when it came to America, it was like so chill. Same thing with beer. Beer used to be like 1 or 2% alcohol, so it's like you could drink all day, and then maybe by the end of the day you'd be a little fucked up. But it wasn't until people started like housing liquor and shit that it's like, oh, people are crazy.
Like the 40s and 50s.
Shit
got gnarly.
But now like the weed
post-prohibition
is insane.
shit got wild for everything.
Yeah, the weed now is like real drugs, and especially like doing dabs and stuff. But yeah, like smoking a gram of oil a day is like 800 to 1200 milligrams of weed, which is like
I don't even want to do the math for like a blood oxygen level. Like I don't even want to think about that. That's crazy.
Like a joint would maybe be like on an amazing day with amazing weed, and you like really hit that shit perfect, like all the way down, you might get like 8 to 10 milligrams or something. So it's like I'm smoking like, you know, at least 80 joints worth of THC a day, but I'm like directly absorbing it, you know what I mean?
That's scary.
Yeah. But it was like not as difficult to quit as you'd think, because like my mental health was like instantly improved, you know what I mean? And like things instantly started to get better, and I instantly became like accountable and responsible and wanted to be a better person, and like not that we're talking shit on anyone who does that kind of stuff. I think
for sure.
Again, there's a time and a place, but
like I think that there's a balance, which is like why I'm not a hater about it,
right? Yeah.
Or like I see, I see and I know people who like consume a lot, but also they work like a 50-hour-a-week job and like have a whole family that they take care of. And I'm like, oh, so like, yo, this is your thing?
And when you are...
you got it, bro. Like, yo, you earned it.
At that point, like, you have to really abandon all of the responsibilities in order to use at a level that's going to be harmful. Like, I'm again not saying
that's
it's a good
thing,
point,
actually.
But like, you know, because I was self-employed, because I didn't have a 9 to 5, like I was able to do
it's like I can do what I want.
30 dabs a day and it didn't matter. Versus like if I had a 9 to 5, I probably wouldn't be dabbing all day. I
might just be dabbing on the weekend.
And even then it's like your THC receptors in your brain reset after like 2-3 days, so it's like like, and that's why people who just casually smoke, I think, are like, they just like to hit it a few times on the weekend, and like they're not like you know, facing a whole blunt. It's just like, I'm gonna hit this 1 or 2 times and I'm good, because like they can't fucking handle it. But anyway, we got off on that tangent just because Worlds in Florida used to have like an overwhelming amount of activities, and I mean that in a positive way. And I know Worlds in Cleveland like has some activities, and to be honest, like, I'm so preoccupied with my own activities, like seeing people and hanging out and filming people, whatever, that I don't necessarily partake in any of those workshops and things they set up. But like, you know, it's funny because at the time, like, we used to make fun of those at Worlds in Florida. Like, who's going to go to this dumbass thing?
And then you realize the value of it.
Yeah. And then when you're a kid, you're stoked on it. Like, I remember my first year at Worlds going to like the Iron Mater contest and going to Lucky's house.
Bro, I was fucking...
all these things.
How old was I in 2010? Like 19 maybe? Yeah, I was like, you're 19. And even into like my early 20s, I still thought all of that shit was so cool. Yeah. Simply because I didn't have access to that community. And it did not exist here until I created it. You know, it was like no one was going to mod their yo-yos unless like they came to Coffin's house and they were like, yo, how many free hands you got to cut up? And I'm like, well, let's go hit Toys R Us and go get some free hands.
And at the time, that was like an absolute
In fact, there's one behind you.
To learn how to modify yo-yos, you know?
There's like a, fucking Toys R Us.
That's crazy with the Steve Brown cap.
Yeah, dog.
I gotta take a picture of this later.
Yeah, bro. Like, that shit.
That's so funny.
I'm like, that's a crucial part of my yo-yo history. So tight.
You got that from Toys R Us?
My OG one is lime green.
And it's got the original freehand one counterweight with the hand drilled hole in it and shit. This is wild, bro.
Yeah. I'll show you like my free hands and like my counterweight collection. It's actually kind of fucking absurd for how often I only show myself playing 1A, like how much 5A stuff I have.
That's funny. Yeah. There's like a collectability to that stuff, though. You know what I mean? I've collected every single color of the new freehand one, save for like a couple colors that I wasn't like particularly feeling. And it's, you know, the nostalgia of like, I wanted all these when I was younger, and I had so many fucking freehands. But it's like, especially the freehand ones, it's like, it's a great retro of an old classic yo-yo. So it's like, fuck it, like I'm gonna just buy all of them. They're $25-$30. Like they're gonna last forever.
I wish I didn't take down like some of my older YouTube videos because I don't have them like I don't think I have current access to the files. But like a lot of that early stuff, I'm playing 1A with a counterweight in my hand still.
I think you used to tell me about that.
Yeah, like I had to like cognitively put the counterweight away just because like I enjoy having the setup of you like that, which like
it does make it a little more convenient just to set down and like when you're just learning and you're doing, you know, basic tricks and skin the gerbil I'm doing type
like
shit
split the atom in Mach 5 and shit like that.
You can just hold the counterweight.
Having a counterweight in my hand is not that big of a deal.
That's so funny.
Even the way I do like jade whip and stuff, like counterweight is here, that finger's doing that, and then maybe I'll get my middle finger in, but it's because I'm so accustomed to just having that closed.
Yeah.
So yeah, it like just like small things that you like that. I talk about it with a bunch of people. I'm like, the coolest parts of yo-yo tricks, and I know that this is a tangent, but the coolest part of a lot of tricks that I find myself coming up with, and when I'm like trying to extrapolate what someone else is doing, is the micro movements in a trick, like the little things that you don't even notice that you do, like when you what's that trick that I have to like break away for? What's the one that you make the L with your hand? Shockwave
or
and like magic drop and all that shit. There's that's like the earliest example of like a micro movement that I can explain to someone that yo-yos of a particular generation can understand. Like, no matter how many times you make that shape, until you hit it the right way or like you have the tempo exactly right, the trick simply does not occur.
Yeah, or that's a good point.
If because our front spin, it does not work. Like the trick does not occur. So there's like those little pinches or the way you turn your hand down or as you're doing something, why do you stick your elbow out? And it's like, oh, because it allows you to turn your hand down in an angle where if you're all fucking clammed up, like it's not gonna work.
Yeah, that's one thing when I'm working on tutorials with a yo-yo player, like they'll show me the trick and like I learn really quickly, so it's like fine, but like you have to learn those little micro movements because like they'll teach you the trick, you'll learn it, and then you're like, oh, why isn't mine doing this the way yours is doing this?
And it's like,
and
bro,
then,
it's not going to do it for this 10 reasons that you missed.
And then they'll be like, oh, I don't know. And then you're like, all right, slow it down, like do it step by step. And then they'll do it step by step, but it'll still be like at a way faster pace than it needs to be. And it's like, no. I mean, like literally frame by frame, basically, because I need to see every single little thing your fingers
do.
Doing.
It like an animator draws.
Yeah.
And also for people who don't think on that level, they don't even notice the micro movements.
Because that's who you're really doing those tutorials for, you know what
That's
I mean?
correct.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Yes, I think that's always an important thing to like hone in on.
Yeah, for sure.
When I'm like teaching tricks or just like explaining my theory behind anything, I'm like, here's all the contributing factors to why that trick works.
Yeah, and that's like a part of what makes yo-yo art, you know what I mean? And like the artistry of it, and what parts of it that we love so much is, like you said, not just the micro movements, but those like intangible, and that's micro movements of a yo-yo trick are literally tangible, but you know what I mean, where it's just like,
but it's so it's in such a microcosm that unless you even know to look for it, you've never seen it.
Yeah, exactly. It's almost an intangible level because you're doing it unknowingly. Like you just came up with it. It's a feeling, and then you're trying to teach it to someone. And you're like, oh, the amount of times I've watched that happen, or the amount of times that I've gone through that with a player. Like a 10 string hit trick probably will take like 2.5 to 3 hours to write a proper tutorial script for, because it's like all the little things, all the little details, even the things that go wrong, like because you're thinking
it's like you actually have to teach them how not to exit the trick if it goes bad.
Yeah, and yo-yo players are so used to like kind of covering up their mistakes that like they'll make a mistake and then it's like you as the person watching them and trying to write the tutorial be like, all right, well, like, why did that happen? They're like, I don't know. Like, sometimes just falls off and you're like, yeah, but why? And like, just like the elbow thing, you're like, oh, well, like you pulled your elbow in this way because you needed to move this finger or whatever. And like it misaligns the mount and makes the yo-yo fall off. So like in the tutorial, we'll have to write at the end, like, oh, make sure that you keep your non-throw hand elbow pointed out. So that way, even that, like, yo-yoers don't think about that people yo-yo left and right-handed. So if you say like, oh, throw the yo-yo with your right hand and then do a trapeze with your left hand, it's like, all right, that's inverse for a left-handed person. So like that's why you got to use like throw hand, non-throw hand.
Or like I specify when teaching a trick that like I came up with, I'm like, I don't know that this will work in breakaway. Just immediately. I'm just like, all of my rejections happen in the opposite direction.
That's so true.
All of my binds happen in the opposite direction. Things that would make yo bite do not bother my play at all.
That's so tight though, because it's like you do, like you said, there's tricks that you can do that you can't do with a normal spinning yo-yo. It's like a totally self-fabricated style, and it's like, you know, the way Jimi Hendrix would like string up a guitar or something or something, and like has to figure out a different way to play it, or like it sounds different, or he can manipulate things differently. And
so oddly enough, the origin of like why I play front spin almost exclusively is because most of my yo-yoing wasn't done somewhere I was. It was done in transit.
Oh, yeah, okay.
So if I'm like standing on the back of a bus between like the back doors, there's not that much space to be throwing a fucking breakaway on the bus. There's not that much space to be throwing on a train.
So you're just the front throwing, and then that's
throw right across my body. My non-throw hand stops the yo-yo from like hyperextending.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so I can like. It gives me a type of control in a small space that the most weak wrist breakaway can't. Like, no matter how gentle you fucking toss it out of your hand away from your body,
that's so cool that
it can get away from you. So mine was purely shaped by the environment in which I was throwing.
That's so dope that it sculpted your style that way. Because I've never really put two and two together like that. I just, like
it's
a
like
lot
if
of
you're
people
throwing in a
space
the size of your shoulders.
Yeah, but yours is like really tucked into your chest almost. That's so tight.
Yeah. It's like, bro, I'm throwing in a space where I may have 12 inches in front of me and 12 inches to the side of me. I have to make it work because I want a yo-yo.
Word. Yeah, but like I was saying, Jake and I have been brainstorming like a yo-yo camp or something to do. Maybe we should do like a abbreviated version of that, like at someone's house for a day or something. Like, and just invite all the homies out and be like, oh, like let's test some of these ideas that we have. And
well, like when everybody I can see his name in my head, but I know like you, Bailey, Ibrahim, like a bunch of people that went somewhere like post-COVID. I want to say the dude's name started with an H, and I just can't.
Hudson.
Yeah. Yes, thank you.
Yeah, those were awesome trips.
I have some crazy photographic memory because like, I wasn't even there, but
we posted a lot from that weekend.
Yeah, and like I loved that concept of like, yo, just pull up, let's throw, and like I try to keep that kind of policy with where I live, which is why like I make sure I always have like a lot of like random floor space, or I'm just like, well, why would you put a dining room table there? We need room for activities. It's like I want to yo-yo with the homies or like play kendama at 2 a.m.
Yeah.
In this exact spot.
But yeah, when you go to a contest now, it's like you see more people just congregating to hang out than like to watch the contest, or like
absolutely
they participate in the culture more than they participate in the competitive nature of it. And when I first started Recess, that was like one of the defining factors of the name was like people treat yo-yo like a recess. Very few people are going to reach the 1% pinnacle of competitive skill and excellence. Not excellence is a misstep because like it doesn't necessarily mean you're like super skilled or amazing because you're a proficient yo-yo player, but like there's plenty of competitors who like work their ass off but don't get nearly as much recognition as like a Kieran or someone who like is just really focused on the artistry and tricks of their yo-yoing.
Absolutely. The same applies to me. Like I am a pretty proficient yo-yoer, but I'm not chasing the meta that is required to go win worlds. I'm like genuinely doing my own thing in such an aggressive manner that people just fuck with it.
Oh yeah, dude.
Yeah.
And that's what the average yo-yo player enjoys about it, is like, oh, this is just like a cool hobby for me. Or even if they're really passionate about it, it's like they respect the competitors, but it's not like that's why you don't get into yo-yoing really, or very few people do, I would think, to like watch the person do the most difficult trick on stage. Like you watch it because like
the only people who care about that shit is the people who send us reels all day of the same 10 clips that we saw in person happen, or random people at the bar who say, bro, can you walk the dog? And I'm like, if I do a trick, you'll buy me a drink.
I get what you're saying. Yeah. Like just the person who's outside of the yo-yo community.
Yeah.
They look at the competition. It's like, oh, that's crazy.
Exactly. But or like if they see you yo-yo and they're like, oh, dude, you must be a champion, or do you make money from that? Or when like America's Got Talent was like a huge thing.
That was so annoying.
People ask me shit about that all the time, and I was like,
to this day, people still randomly ask those type of questions.
And I'm like,
America's Got Talent.
I never had interest in any of that. I think just who I am as a person and who a lot of yo-yoers that I encounter are as people, at least the ones that I've grown close to, because I can't speak for the community as a whole. Like, I don't know everyone. But I think a lot of us just do this shit for the love of it.
Yeah, absolutely. When we
And
got involved, there was nowhere near as much resources or
fuck no.
economic influence as
I
there
was
is
still learning
now.
tricks off of like paper and books, bro.
Right,
Like
yeah.
resources my ass, bro.
Yeah.
Like they did not exist, and I'm happy that I came from that time. And like I also enjoy having the knowledge I have, and then
Mhm.
like me like meeting younger yo-yoers at like a yo-yo club
Mhm.
and explaining and teaching things from a different perspective than
Mhm.
they're accustomed to. Because you can almost see like the wheels turning in their head as they're
Oh
like
yeah.
reshaping their thinking about what they're doing, and I'm
Right.
like, yes.
What were you saying though about like you can't speak for the whole yo-yo community, but
Oh fuck.
my bad, man.
Oh no.
Uh,
Yeah, dude, my train of thought's gone.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
I,
I interrupted you.
I don't know what it was. What was it in relation to?
I probably just people's like
Oh,
interest in why
the
they yo-yo. Go
interest to
ahead.
yo-yo
Yeah.
and why they do it.
Mhm.
Yeah. Community is
Mm.
so big. All this talk about there being, third spaces, yada yada yada, and everyone across the spectrum is some kind of like b- basement dwelling nerd.
Mhm.
We are actively in my basement right now,
Dwelling in the
dwelling.
dwelling.
Yeah, bro. Like, so like I don't think that like that is lost on me at all, but I think that the communal aspect of like having this thing that I share with these people across the planet is cool as shit. And more of the reason that most of us keep yo-yoing is the people, less so the skill or the contest.
Oh
Or
yeah.
like there's people who yo-yo, like that have been playing forever, haven't bought a new yo-yo in 10 years. Where it's like I don't care about what's dropping. I care about going to the contest every year
Yeah.
because I get to see my 3 friends from the other side of the planet
Mhm.
that I may only get to hug 5 times over the next 20 years, bro. So I'm gonna keep going to Worlds
That's
because I hope you're
crazy to
there.
think of. Yeah, you're
Yeah, so
totally
when you
right.
start doing that kind of math, and it's like, yeah, I talk to you every day in like the group chat, but I don't get to lock eyes with you or like fucking give them a hug and like build community with them the same way.
Bro, that is so true. And I do think about that occasionally, but when you just put it in such direct terms of like, yeah, I might only get to see you. Steve Brown posted about that a few years ago when he went to visit Mark McBride in LA, like just post COVID or something.
Yeah.
He like made this super like sad blog post just like, I might only see this guy 12 more times in my entire life. And it's like, Jesus Christ,
Yeah,
man.
dog.
Like, I hope not. Like,
When you do that math,
right.
when you make it tangible,
Mm-hmm.
it matters.
Oh, yeah.
And that's like I always sound like an older person, even though I grew up in like the analog to digital like conversion time. Like I always sound like anti-digital, but it's because I understand the impact of
It's like face-to-face interaction and
tangible
just,
shit. Yeah.
tangible interaction.
And like, you're not for nothing. Like, there's only so many tricks that you can learn from watching the video from one angle 100 times, bro. I don't give a fuck how many
And
times
there's
you slow
only
it
so
down.
many experiences and feelings, you know what I mean? It's
Yeah,
like,
because the only feeling of accomplishment that you get is the 30 minutes of sweat that's on your forehead means you got this brand new trick. Whereas,
Yeah.
like, if I go to Yo-Yo Club and I'm there for 3.5 hours, bro, I might throw the same 20 tricks this whole time. But, like, I could have made someone's day showing them this new tower that I just came up with by mistake.
yeah. Or vice versa. You don't know who you're going to meet, what they're
Yeah,
going to teach you.
you don't know who you're gonna meet. You might go get all your lunch at a place you've never been to, even though we live in the same city.
Yeah.
Just like shit like that, where like you start to value those things. Also, like go loiter somewhere and hang out with your friends, bro. The group chat is not the same.
No, it's totally not.
Go
it's
fucking
nice
loiter.
to have that option of group chat, you know what I
Yeah.
mean? But like when I was a kid, I remember group chats being like semi-annoying. Like it was cool. Like I loved AOL Instant Messenger and talking with people one-on-one and shooting the shit. But then like I do remember like a period where there would be like, oh, like you'd start like a chat room with your friends and everyone would hang out in the chat room and it was just kind of like, bro, this is annoying because it's like,
Yeah, it's like, why don't we just look? Oh, you link up at the stoplight.
And it's so much more like fast paced in real life. So like,
Yeah.
I don't think the interactions are as genuine and they're not like as focused. And it's just kind of like,
there's no pause.
exactly what I was say, because people don't like the silence. So it's just like you could be chatting with someone one on one, and even if they like see your message or whatever, they'll get back to it later. They might have something to do, whatever. But like you're in the group chat, and then you say something, disappear, and then everyone keeps talking for another 3 hours. And you get back and like, oh, I missed 600 messages, and it's just like,
what in the fuck?
yeah,
happened,
it's just a bunch
bro?
of dumbass memes and shit or whatever, and like 10 messages of relevance, and it's like, oh,
Absolutely.
why did we do this? Like, what are we talking about? Like,
yep.
Write a letter, bro. Bring back longing for romantic partners and writing letters.
Get your yearner's permit.
Yearners, yeah.
Yeah.
Yearner's permit. That's mad funny.
Fuck yeah.
But yeah, that's a really great analysis just on community and yo-yo and what that feeling is like and what the current industry is missing. And like, I think
that doing some non-contest events would help community.
Yeah, exactly right.
Be a much more visible point of why we yo-yo.
Even just yo-yo club and shit, it's like I love my local yo-yo club and I go as much as I can. It's 2 times a month. I try to go both times. Sometimes only make it once a month. Very rarely do I not make it for the entire month. But like sometimes like I fuck with everyone that's there, but like there's some like randos that come in, and like everyone that's from Yo-Yo Club watching this will know what I'm talking about. It's like this very weird stalkerish guy that kind of like is a little bit too enthusiastic about hanging out with Kira, but which is really weird, bro. Like
poor Kira.
I know, dude. Like we've been there at times, and she's like asked us to like walk her to the bus stop and stuff because like this guy is like such a.
It's like, yo, we'll drive you home, dog.
Yeah,
like,
for real.
Fuck this.
But like I'm so lucky to have that community, and it's like every time I go, I get so psyched because like I'll go and maybe yo-yo for like 20-25 minutes of the whole 2 hours. The rest of the time I'm just shooting the shit
absolutely
with everyone else
because I value the people.
Yeah, and these guys have become like really good friends of mine over the last 3 or 4 years. That like before this, I had no idea that they were around, no idea they yo-yoed, and they may have, picked up yo-yo around COVID or whatever, or just after, and like there's all varying levels of like enthusiasm, but it's like the community is so strong and so dope that it's like it really. I just fuck with it, and it like makes you feel good about yo-yo. It makes you feel good about life.
I couldn't agree more.
Yeah, it's dope.
Absolutely,
like,
dude.
I understand now as an adult. Like in my early 20s, I would look at adults that played like organized sports and be like, "This is so whack. Like, why do you care about like playing softball with a bunch of random dudes or whatever?"
Yeah, like
but it's community. You know what I mean?
Fantasy football. Pokemon trading card game, fucking anything. Dungeons and Dragons, like, bro, it's all the same. We just want people to go fucking hang out with.
For sure. Me and my girlfriend the last few months have like seen so many people out playing Pokemon Go, and they'll just be like,
you remember the 2016 fucking
dude,
the fucking unleashing of people?
I just remember going to Northeast Regionals that weekend and seeing everybody on their phones like this.
Yeah.
Like walking downtown Northampton and be like,
oh, I believe I was there.
You probably were,
yeah. Yeah. Because I was like just before throw and like a bunch of shit like that where I was like, yo, things are in motion that I can't explain to y'all yet.
But yeah, I guess like there's a resurgence of it or something right now. Maybe they just released a new version or whatever the fuck.
Yeah, like there's been a lot of updates to it. I've never played it, but
me either,
I am in the social circles of people that do. So,
but it's so cool to see because like it'll be a group of people and like they're on their phones and like sometimes they're not all like actively talking to each other, but it's like you'll see like 6 or 7 of the same kind of looking dude there, and it's like, oh cool, like I wonder like what they're doing. They're on their phone and maybe one of them's wearing like a Pokemon hat or something. It's like, oh, they're playing Pokemon Go, cool,
for sure.
But then randomly like a girl will show up, and then like a couple different ethnicities of people will show up, and it just becomes like very quickly like a cool inclusive thing where it's just like, damn, this is so sick that like they have this to be able to share with each other, and like people who may not have ever crossed paths otherwise now share this one passion. And
I like seeing people hyped on shit. I don't care what it is. And I'll walk into a room of anyone and call everyone a fucking nerd, but I still like seeing people hyped on shit.
Yeah.
I'm just like, it's so cool to see people giving a shit.
Mm-hmm.
Because
yeah, being nonchalant is so whack. I hate that nowadays. Like when we
it's
were
as
kids,
whack as you can be. It's as whack as you can
when
be.
we were
Man.
kids, that was like the cool shit is like not caring. You know what I mean? And then I remember,
I think even the most early 2000s version of being like nonchalant was just people who had some alternative interest and no community to share it.
mm-hmm.
So it comes off as being nonchalant. And It's
Yeah.
just like, no, I just don't give a fuck about what you like. But the things I give a fuck about, if I had a person to talk to about them, I would look like the most caring person in the world.
Yeah, that's so true.
Yeah. Yeah. It's like think about those like social outliers of that time, or the fucking dudes who on like early chat rooms were just like sharing like rogue copies of like anarchist cookbook. Like, bro, they just want to talk about Marxism with other homies, but like everyone's worried about like, I don't know, Beanie Babies or some shit. And it's like, of course they seem like you're nonchalant. They don't have a community that gives a fuck about what they give a fuck about. You know, so like,
damn, you're kind of like giving me epiphanies right now about what we need to do with yo-yoing. You know what I mean?
Yeah, dude. Like it all.
I'm gonna write that quote down. I'm listening. Go ahead.
Yeah, like it all does tie back in. So yeah, like when a modern reference, you guys, you and Jake, who I would love to do an episode with at some point. Come sit down with the two of y'all.
Yeah.
When he started pushing the double die agenda, I was like, fuck yeah. And like, so the reference I sent him like one day was super niche because he was talking about being in the double dice dungeon.
Yeah.
And so I screenshotted an episode from like one of the earlier seasons of like Yu-Gi-Oh!
Mm-hmm.
The Dungeon Dice Monsters.
Oh, wow.
Because he was talking about the double dice dungeon.
Yeah.
And I'm like, is this a rip from this?
That's so funny.
And he was like, no. And like,
but that's tight. I'm gonna fucking make something out of
Yeah.
this now. That's
and so
sick.
I sent him all these like graphic references, and I was like, yo, you could pull from this and do
Dude,
X, Y, and
fuck
Z.
yeah.
And you know, like the triangle that he has with like the skeleton in it, that looks like the airborne patches from like the military, because they were all like that triangular. Like the shoulder patch was always like the triangular one. So I was like, yeah, why not? No, you know, you drop some patches and shit that like use your iconography, but like reference this in a unique way, because he does a lot of those like graphic references that look extremely well. So I thought that he and I were already having the same thought about like the Dungeon Dice monsters from Yu-Gi-Oh! Because I was like, yeah, Jake's of that age where he might have been like keen to that, but like he was like, no, I didn't know you make that connection at all. And I'm like, well, the reference is there if you want some iconography to pull from. And like the dude has like a dangly earring, but it's like a die, like like hanging on it and shit. And I'm like, no.
That's so interesting.
I was like, he was the coolest character for the 4 episodes he was a part of the show, bro. Like,
damn, bro.
Coolest 4 episodes ever.
You really put him on. But that's so tight, though. And that's part of what I love about yo-yoing, too, is learning about other people's interests. And that makes it really difficult to communicate or socialize with people that have, like, very surface level or baseline passions, because we're so passionate about so many things.
Yeah,
and like,
it's like
you try to give them the time of day, but like
it's a whole lot of empty.
Bro, and I don't necessarily judge those people anymore. It just like it becomes socially frustrating because like
that it does.
They will open a conversation.
It makes you isolate.
Right.
Yeah.
Like a few weeks ago, my girlfriend and I were at an art show, and like one of like the artists that had to work in the show, he's like super talented, super cool. He used to be a studio painter for Jeff Koons, like super cool guy.
I can't imagine if I would love or hate that job.
Oh, bro, it's probably awful.
I can't imagine. Yeah, like you're working for Jeff Koons.
Just paint by numbers and then
paint by numbers, fucking balloon animal bullshit.
And then you watch him make like $40 million a show, and then he's like, "Yeah, you're cool with like 80 G's a year, right?"
I like strangle Jeff Koons, bro.
Yeah,
I ain't gonna hold you, like.
But he was such a cool guy, and like.
Jeff Koons or
no.
I was like Jeff Koons being a cool guy is a
bro.
hot take. Also, he went to the art school that's down the street.
Oh,
from
really?
us.
I didn't know that.
Yes, sir. We are 10 minutes from where he graduated.
Funny. But the dude was like,
fuck that dude.
My girlfriend, like, I helped her make these like cool paint boxes she's selling, and like it's going really well and stuff. But
the minis,
yeah, the petite paint boxes, yeah. Thank you, man.
Yeah, I love that.
But like she's telling this guy like, yeah, like Tyler helped me so much with it, and he's helping me like market it and like think about like future products to make and helping design and stuff like that. And he's like, that's so cool. Like, how did you learn how to do this? And like, it was like flattering that he was interested, but like I often will withhold the yo-yo information until it gets like really drawn out of me.
Yeah.
Because when you open Pandora's box, it's either like one of like a handful of reactions where it's like, oh, cool, all right, sick, man, and like they don't really give a shit after that.
Yeah.
Or they're like really interested, but like you were touching on earlier, it's a type of interest where it's like, have you ever thought about going on Shark Tank and pitching your yo's? And it's like, bro, nah, it doesn't really work that way. Or, and this is like so rare it happens, someone's like genuinely enthusiastically interested in like wants to understand the artistry and culture of it, and like that was what he was, and like he really had to like draw it out of me, and he wasn't like annoying about it or
he just like had to make it clear. He had to communicate it in a way to you that was clear that he was genuinely interested.
Exactly. There was like an unspoken reciprocal ESP between us where it's like you could kind of see his eyes where it's like, bro, like, why aren't you... They're not like he was mean or like, bro, like, tell me, like, why...
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, what do you like about this?
Yeah, it's like I want to know more because I give a shit about the artistry of like, what you're doing.
Because he's super passionate about something and can appreciate the intangibles that we were talking about earlier and, like, all the cool shit.
Absolutely.
And then, like, once we talk about it, he's, like, showing me all his paintings on his Instagram and, like, all these ideas he has for equipment and stuff. And I'm just like, damn, bro, like, this is so tight to meet someone on the same level as you.
Bro, the other day I was getting, like, too real in a yo-yo group chat about like things like this or like little ideas that I have, and like you can like see people like reading all the messages and just being like, you might have just opened my brain, but I don't want to talk about it here.
Is this in a group chat?
Yeah, dude, it's always in a group chat where like
a yo-yo group chat, or
usually, yeah, dude, where I'm just like spouting some random fucking knowledge.
Oh, okay, not about yo-yos, but or sometimes.
Or even like something that might be just like relatable to what we're already doing or like why we're all here. And it's like, yes, I'm going to point out the absurdity and what we can do about it and then move on. Yeah, so.
Damn, bro.
Yeah, like I have those moments often.
I'm going to use the bathroom real quick.
Yeah, that's fine. Easter egg?
Remind me, I'll send you something extra. All right, you want to pick up the mic? You're good.
Hello, we're back.
So one of the reasons I wanted to come visit Coffin, not only to film the podcast, was to also, I've been slowly... It's funny because the first one we did was the original firecracker. I think I brought these down to you. Like,
yeah, the purple ones.
Some, yeah.
I don't even have one. I think...
You gave them all away?
Bro, I was yo-yoing somewhere and like some dude really liked it and like he could like get it on the string and like do a couple things. Yeah. And so I gave him like 3 strings out of my bag.
Damn, bro.
And my firecracker. And it was only like 2 weeks after I got them.
Didn't I give you a couple of them or what? Okay.
One's at my homie Eon's house. And then one I gave away to like a yo-yoer who just like missed the drop. And I was
damn, bro.
That was because I have the nickel one.
Oh, okay.
So I'd been playing the nickel one like nonstop.
You're nice, man.
I am to a fault, especially when it comes to like limited edition product. I'm like, I don't care, bro. You can have it. And it's like, fuck
when you
me.
have so much shit, it is kind of like, you know, that's why I just end up turning down so many yo-yos from people. Cause
for sure.
Like, bro, sell this, get your money, because like you're going to give it to me and like it's literally just going to go in a box. And like I appreciate the thought and like I will cherish that intention that you have put forth, but also like it's just going to go not to waste, but it's like it's gonna sit in a box in my house for 10, 15 years.
For
God
the
knows if
most
I'll even
part,
remember if
when
you gifted
people
it to
give me yo-yos because I'm annoyingly selective, it's a yo-yo that like they know I'm gonna jam.
Okay, yeah.
Like when I did those chunks for Jake, he like sent me a few extras, and I was so fucking hyped to like keep one and jam it.
Dope.
And then I played it in like nonstop for almost a year.
Damn, bro.
Like
It's
I
a
was,
great yo-yo.
yeah, it's a fucking fantastic yo-yo. I can't like put people onto it enough. I'm like, yo, this is incredible. Remy's capped joint, the Anima. He gave me 2 at Nationals in July. I painted that red one. It lives with Doug Capinos now. Because he was like, I need that now. Also, yeah, it's like my community of people that like collect my artwork and stuff I do on a yo-yo are like so widespread.
Yeah.
That like I like being able to just be like, yo, thanks for buying this $200 yo-yo I painted. I'm gonna throw this yo-yo in the box too. I think you'll enjoy it. And like 9 times out of 10, they enjoy it and like
people just like free shit in general,
actively use it.
Yeah.
And I also just like, you know, like specifically with like the firecracker, like like a lot of people are always on the fence, like, why would I want a responsive yo-yo? And I'm like, imagine how smooth you'll be in a year playing with a responsive yo-yo.
Yeah, I was surprised the reaction to it when we dropped it. Like, people were stoked on it, and I knew it would be... Because people enjoy slimline stuff now, and it came with an extra bearing, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
But then, like, when I started, like, being more active on the Throwers subreddit and just, like, reading through posts and everything and seeing, like, what people were saying about Recess, a lot of people were talking about, like, the firecracker and how much they liked it. Yeah, and I was like, holy shit, like, I should remake this.
Yeah.
And then now, like, people are really excited about the D-bearing one coming out.
Dude, the, like, day one traffic from that post...
Right, yeah.
was fucking insane. I was like, bro, we're doing numbers right now.
Yeah, I couldn't believe...
I was like, this shit's been up for 2 hours.
Bro, I couldn't believe how many people, like...
It was a lot.
It got like 70 or 80 shares.
It was a lot, bro.
I
was like, watching the traffic like, holy shit. That's why I kept posting it. I was just like...
And then the other day when I did a 1 minute long combo on a unresponsive one, like, people liked my tricks and shit, but I think a lot, or, you know, vice versa, what I was going to say, people, like, my intention with that was like, look how long the yo-yo spins for it, instead of just kind of like, man, Tyler's really good at yo-yo, and it's like, no, these are all old tricks, but also like, look how long this yo-yo can spin for.
But also that like concept of you're really good at yo-yo is another thing I was speaking about.
Oh, tied to responsive play, yeah.
Right.
That's a great point.
It's tied to your decade of playing with yo-yos that some of them played like shit. And some of them were just responsive, and that was just a product of the time, as well as like an understanding of not so much sequencing, because I think about that from like a musical standpoint, but that is also a tangent that's important for modern yo-yoing. Please play to music. You look like shit yo-yoing in your room to nothing. I promise you, play to music. Everyone, play to music.
It's good advice, yeah.
God damn, bro. Like, you might relax your shoulders and land that stupid hook you keep trying if you play to music. Please, play to music. Off that tangent, I was talking to a younger competitive yo-yoer who, like, wants to get into competition, and I was talking to them about how, well, if you're going to be playing in sports division and things of that nature for a while before you jump into like pro or whatever, don't work so hard on the tricks that click, this and that. And like, if that's your trick library, like if that's the only things that you learn how to make those transitions from trick to trick look more organic. You'll score so much better.
That's what you mean by the sequencing part. Yeah. Gotcha.
Yeah.
It's like a chord progression almost, but with tricks.
Absolutely. Like, your routine should have a crescendo.
Or just the trick in general, like you said, the more organic, like the transitions and everything looks, which when you play responsive, they kind of have to be
They
that way.
have
Because
to
if
be, or that
you,
shit will bite you.
yeah, if you have a hard stop, yeah, it's just gonna shoot the yo-yo back. But
Absolutely.
that's such a good point. I never thought about that before.
Yeah, and that oddly enough kind of circles back around to the micro movements that you really pick up when you play responsive exclusively. You play different no matter what the yo-yo is, because like your brain is like, this is going to come back,
Yeah.
this is going to snag. Like when I play a lot of modern yo-yos, I pull out a pad and put on a thicker string.
Whoa.
Just because like the way that I like my response in a modern non-responsive yo-yo, I'm like, I want to be like throwing a rope around as far as string is concerned with a yo-yo that barely wants to come back to my hand. And also I do a lot of like flourishes with like double wraps in them. And because I'm front spinning and they're like coming around my hand a certain way, where they would bind, they don't. So like,
That's so interesting.
What's a modern yo-yo I play a lot? Ooh, the Daniel Kim joint, the titanium stainless steel version. He plays with super skinny string. It might be heavy enough to make those slacks look really good, but it's pretty thin. And I don't like thin string. I have gigantic hands. So I throw like some obscurely thick and like relatively long string on it. Like whatever the Nachtmahr like largest string format is, that's what I play 90% of the time. Because like my arm length, like finger to finger is fucking like 7.5 feet.
Holy shit.
Yeah, dude, like my wingspan is crazy. So I like a really long string because it feels natural to me.
Right.
And that was not working with that yo-yo. So I fucking unscrewed it, scooped a pad out, cleaned it, like got it real nice in there, like back to factory, and put a thick string on it. And then it played perfect for me. And everyone's like,
that's so interesting.
How do you play like that? And I'm like, it's just for me, bro.
Yeah.
And it's the same thing that I would do on like my freehand twos. I would get a Dremel and fucking like carve it out a little bit on one side and snatch a pad out. And I would just play the bearing until it was dry. Because I still like having that like feedback where like the yo-yo's coming.
Yeah.
But yeah, dude, I would play them like that forever.
That's so funny.
Yeah. So just those like little things.
But yeah, I was mentioning earlier coming down to film with Coffin, but also to bring him all of these yo-yos. Because like we were saying, I brought down the original Firecracker we did last year. But since we've done all of these, right? So 4 more editions, and then 5 is about to come out, or...
Yeah, 5's about to come out.
I swear there was like one more in between.
Bro, I'm 90% sure there was another yo-yo that we did. I just don't know if it's in the box or not.
I would have to think.
Or they're on the horizon and haven't come out yet.
Yeah, there's definitely a few on the horizon, but
yeah.
Which, speaking of which, we need to talk about that before I leave.
Okay. Yeah,
but
oh yes, yo, coming via recess, y'all. So someone DM'd me the page and they were like, "Is this real?"
So many.
They were like, "Is this real?"
Yeah.
And I'm like, "Yes." Oh yes, yo is gonna be dropping via recess.
And I had to be like, "No, it's just like a test page. It's coming, but like it's not. Yeah. You know, we're just testing. Like, we're working it out. Blah blah."
People saw the Nightingale and were like, "Oh shit."
Yeah, I got like 12 messages about that, and I was like, "Holy shit, people are psyched about this."
Yeah, people give a fuck.
Yeah,
people give a fuck. It's cool, bro. Yeah. I'm hyped.
But like we've talked about throughout the episode, Coffin will like paint yo-yos or just make art on yo-yos in general, and they're very expensive to do because they take you a long time to do most of the time. Like it's not like it's a simple 20-minute painting on it. It takes you hours and hours and hours.
Yeah, I gave someone a quote for something that they wanted done, and I was like, I charge by the hour. somewhere between like 25 and 35 an hour,
which is
for
still
painting.
a deal. Like at the end of the day, you know.
Yeah, because it's like, bro, if I'm gonna spend fucking 5 hours painting this yo-yo, you're gonna pay for the price of yo-yo and like
Right.
most of my working
Yeah.
hours, and it's like it's not for nothing. It's not like you can't then take that yo-yo that you paid X amount of dollars for and trade it for whatever the fuck else you want, or just
Right.
own an original piece of artwork
Yeah.
that no one else has.
I've never seen one that like has worn off either. Like people will buy them, actually play with them, and like
Yeah.
it lasts on there. Like
Absolutely,
you do a good
yeah.
job making sure
I
that
use
it's
a lot of layers of like top coat. And I try to match the top coat to the texture of the yo-yo so that it's visually seamless. Particularly with the chunks where like some of them have like a shine and then some of them are like a little blasted. I'll use like a matte or a satin as like a base, and then I'll go around that with alcohol on like a very small paintbrush. I'm talking like 5 bristles on that brush and fucking like go around it.
Wow.
And like clean up the edge so that you don't even see like the base coat. And then the finest top coats that I can do in several layers over like the course of an hour. And they dry really nicely so that like even if you like just have the yo-yo sitting in your pocket and there's shit like rubbing up against it, there's something to protect the paint. Because I emphasize like play with your toys. Don't just throw this on a shelf.
Yeah.
Enjoy this. Like it's a toy at the end of the day.
Right.
And also, you're doing me a service by bringing that yo-yo outside to play with it, and people being like, "Where'd you get that?"
Yeah, every time I see somebody with one, like you said, someone else will compliment it and be like, "Damn, that's so cool. Where'd you get that from?" Or
Every time,
like,
without fail.
yeah,
Without fail, bro. And so I always enjoy like the almost circular economy that they create where like I get to meet and, you know, talk to new people about my art and like why I do it this way or like what inspired that series of yo-yos.
Yeah, it's so cool you have like a literal community of collectors in yo-yoing that, like when the Capped Hypernovas dropped, Joe Wilson was paying like really close attention to the quantities, and he'd message me like every couple hours, he'd be like, "Damn, Coffin's really got some fans, huh?" And I'm like, "Yeah, bro, like that's why we keep working together."
It's not a joke. It's not a joke, bro. And like if no one's heard of me say it, because I will DM every person I see post one, I greatly appreciate people supporting the people who support me.
You're very humble
and my artwork.
Yeah.
It feeds me. It feeds my kid. It keeps the lights on in here. Like, I greatly appreciate it.
Yeah.
You know, so like I'm not at all like I don't have my head up my ass about the fact that people's support is what allows you and me to continue making shit.
And likewise too, yeah.
So yeah, I like to, you know, just let people know that I appreciate that shit, because you could just as easily be like, I've never met Coffin. I don't know that dude. Why the fuck would I buy his yo-yo?
And vice versa with me, where it's like that ability to empathize with people or put yourself in their shoes and realize like the emotional, not only like economic investment, but like they're fucking with you on like a deeper metaphorical level than just like, yeah, here's like $50 for a yo-yo. It's like,
yeah, it's like, no, you're intentionally picking this one for a reason,
right?
Bro.
And they like that means they actually really like you, and like, and not for everybody, but it's like people I think in yo-yo can see the passion and emphasis and focus you and I put into the craft. So it's like,
yeah,
they're buying it from that perspective, like, oh, I'm buying like a piece of art in a way, and not just like, oh, it's like another toy. Yeah, absolutely. It is just another toy at the end of the day, but like it's deeper than that.
Yeah, like at its root, it's just this. Or like even my whole like reasoning when I did the Irazumi cats for the Chunk series, or dude, like those were like a crazy thought, because I was just like trying to find a place between like the like Japanese like Kaizen, a method of like refinement over time that I think Unparalleled does. Because it's like, do the designs really change that much? How many bimetals can you make XYZ?
Yeah, yeah.
But I also understand the Kaizen design method of like refinement over time. Like there's a reason that Yo-Yo Recreation made 40 of the same yo-yo.
Yeah, no, you're totally right. Yeah, that's a good point.
Like, I don't have to like it. I don't have to agree with it to understand the method. As a famous Dropner hater, I'll just put it out there. Just because I was a bigger Palpitation fan at the time. Yeah, like Turning Point was slapping.
I get it.
But like, I was just thinking about something else that like has that ideology to it. Mon Katz is like a pretty famous artist now. I don't know if he's always been, but I've also been like a participant and a huge follower of like Japanese style tattooing for most of my life. And then I was like, okay, how can I tie like Jake's branding into it? And I was like, oh, barreled.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I was just like, fuck it, I'll just put these two things together.
I didn't even really make that connection, but that's so awesome.
Barreled is literally painted on one of the yo-yos, like just like a little black and white cat that's just getting tattooed or like tattooing, or like the one where like the white cat is like laying down and he's getting his stripes tattooed on and shit, so he can look like a tiger.
Yeah,
just like funny. Cool shit like that. And I was just like, I just want to tell stories with this work. And also like do something that's cohesive to both brands. And I thought that was a cool idea. So.
Oh yeah, that's such an important part of collaboration, and I think another reason you and I work so well together is because like
I try to be painfully intentional.
Since the dawn of Recess, like I've really tried to make. I use the term subversive, but just like stuff that pushes the envelope in terms of like cultural relevancy or like just I don't even want to call it political, but just not like your regular artwork. Like I hate how much regular yo-yos just look like a fucking Honda Civic or something where it's like
Toyota Camry. Honda Civics used to have character.
No, for sure. You're totally right. I just mean more so like the name badge on the actual car where it's like every
a Nissan Altima.
Yeah, every car like could be like it's just like a word mark logo and that's it. And
that's why I hate like my modern car design like now. Like I own a 1994 Toyota Celica GT, and I think it's the coolest shit in the world because it is the only car that really looks like itself.
Yeah.
Even from Toyota, like the design of your language that they use on that is cool. I like Ferrari F40s because it looks like it's just designed to cool the engine, and that's what it is. Porsche 911s are 911s distinctively because of the lines on the body. Like those signature things that make it up never go away.
Right.
But also like Jake's white wall thing with the dunk is just like really intentional design language.
Yeah.
Is so fucking cool to me. And I'm like, yeah, more of that and less of so-and-so's name thrown on it because it's their SIG. And I'm like, bro, who gives a fuck? Like, this might be a flash in the pan yo-yo who's hot for a year.
Or even when they leave it blank, like, that's also really kind of annoying. Where it's just like,
and like
that can be intentional in itself, but after so long of doing it, I think it's just laziness, in my opinion.
Absolutely. And I think that if you leave the yo-yo blank, then the design language of what you made should communicate this is a XYZ yo-yo. But
which very few brands are good at achieving. Like
I also agree with that. I think that to a certain time period, you could hold a yo-yo, and if you just looked at enough yo-yos from a particular brand, like with your eyes closed, you could probably guess pretty close to what it would be. But in the era of chasing a trend or following the same design ideologies and things of that nature, I don't think that anything is particularly distinguishable. And so you should be intentional about everything that you do. Like making a yo-yo to make a profit is cool and all. I totally get that. I gotta eat. They gotta eat. But there's two different ways that you can. There's two different ways you can go about that.
Yeah.
And you can very clearly design a cash grab, or you can do something with intention that, because it exists, builds community. You know, so.
Damn, that's such a good point. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like no one is no one is talking about so and so's 60 millimeter yo-yo for more than the month that it came out for a reason. Whereas like this relatively simple shape of the hypernova and supernovas and every yo-yo iterated from it has cultural relevancy to just yo-yo history as a whole. Like it matters for so many reasons, and like it's not just because it's your sig or like you were like a world champion and things like that. Like it's relevant in that realm to the people who care about that, but the collectors who have seen the different artworks that it's gone through, and things of that nature. Like when you approached me about the design for the capped one, I already knew what I was going to do before you sent me anything. Because remember when I met you, I had brought a bunch of artwork to Yo-Yo Factory.
I remember that, yeah.
15 years ago, maybe?
Nationals
Damn
2010,
near.
I think.
It was like 2011 or 2012, I want to say.
Was it? Okay.
Yeah, but still, it was a long fucking time ago, bro. Like, Chico was still happening.
Right.
Which means it was too long ago.
Yeah.
So it was like the moment that you approached me about doing a severe style thing, I was like, oh, bro, I had an idea from a decade ago. I'm ready whenever you are.
That's so
like,
sick.
I didn't even have to think about it. I was like, I know exactly what I'm going to do.
It was by far the most popular one, other than like the 44 Clash one, but that one was like...
Yeah, bro, that's a given.
Yeah, and that was like old school collectors that like wanted it and didn't...
Hold on.
Am I in the way? My bad. Oh, shit. 44
yeah, bro,
Clash
Black Nickel.
Raider. That's sick. But it was like people who originally missed it back in the day. Like, the new people who like didn't have it, I think this was like their favorite one, and not only because it was yours, but because it's like the most visually striking out of the that series.
And then the intentional like flip of the John Robb colors to like harken back to me starting with 5A and that being my focus in yo-yo and things of that nature. So it's like there's like stacked layers to why I do everything the way I do it.
I didn't think about that, but that's a great point.
Yeah.
But yeah, like I think creating merchandise with art is always an intelligent way to create a level of merchandise that people can buy, because not everyone can afford to pay $200-$300 for a yo-yo, and then if they do, they're going to be afraid to play with it.
Absolutely.
Like, they're just going to appreciate it in certain ways. So it's like any artist, you know what I mean? I feel like obviously like everyone's paintings are very cool, or like that's what everyone is known for and how they build their art career, but then like it's really the merchandise at the end of the day. I feel like that connects them to so many more consumers and makes them more approachable. And
absolutely, like Brian Connolly, Cause would not be popping without
if it wasn't for Bape, if it wasn't for the figures, if it wasn't for...
If his design of your language wasn't so ubiquitous, it wouldn't translate. Like, he used to do the art for, like, Doug, the, like, show.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, you know, like, how you shit like
funny.
that. Like, he was, like, he worked at Disney as, like, an animator, and it's like, I suppose I can see, like, some of the design influence that would have carried over into his work, and you know, like, things of that ilk, but also like I can do that in a blink of an eye. I'm like, oh, okay, you work with this particular line weight and this spectrum of colors, and it's like the reason to all of that and like how it translates is equally important.
Yeah. It's so cool that like every edition we do of the yo-yos, I kind of like get to see it like sketched out, but like also just that it starts this way because so many other pieces of artwork, it's just like
it's all digital.
It's exactly
it's
it's
just
like
noise.
a vectored image on the computer, which is cool, but
Yeah.
it's like this hits so much different when you can literally see like, oh, you sketched this. And then we scanned it in, and then Drew vectored it to make it possible on a yo-yo.
And then the text too, like the text that's on it and everything, like
Yeah.
all the different options for how we could have done it.
Man, I wish that was on 2 different pieces, but it's all good. Maybe I'll scan the back and print it out on different pieces of paper.
And then this is the global warming, we're all dying, hypernova art.
Yeah, which is again like
And then I started to do the hypernova, like the wordplay, the same way you did the supernova one, which is what, Futura Impact font or something like that.
Yes,
Yeah, so I like started to do that like by hand to just give it just a little bit of visual difference where like you could tell that it was drawn, but also that it's directly referencing the original supernova font. So just the intention I put into things, I think when people see it, even if they don't know what it is, like it registers to them.
It does. And it's also it's such a great working relationship because like we both are very intentional people and create intentional products and artwork and etc. But like we both kind of allow each other to do like the best parts of those aspects of our respective crafts that we can, you know what I mean? Like I can't necessarily
I would agree.
Draw that well, but I'm great at like the art direction and saying like this is gonna hit, dude.
Yeah, when you were like, do the Sherwin Williams
yeah
paint the world, but like
on fire.
On fire. And I was like, a global warming graphic? And you were like, what? And I was like, I got this. And I was like, I got this. Give me an hour.
Yeah, but it's so nice to have somebody to vibe with that way.
That and like I don't draft anything. Like I draw in permanent form all the time. So it's like the thing I draw first is what you're gonna get every time. It's like the police car that was on fire. That was like a 4 or 5 hour drawing.
Damn, bro.
It's all stippled, and I did it in one go.
Yeah, when you look at this up close, it hits like how crazy, because it just looks like something that's digitized until you really think about it from this perspective.
Yeah, and you're like, oh, what shit, the fuck, like, bro? Yeah, it's kind of insane. Or like that's all drawn in pen, but it looks like color pencil, and it's like that's intentional.
Yeah, it just looks so good on the yo-yo, all the artwork, and then yeah, it's great because I think so many working artists, art director, creative director relationships tend to sour because of like the power struggle, the lack of like understanding each other, or like one person thinking that they're better than the other person, or
whereas I'm like, just meet me in the middle and I got you.
Yeah. And I only really approach you with projects that I know you're going to do amazing at, or topics or whatever, you know what I mean? It's not like I would say something completely out of your wheelhouse and then have expectations of like, oh yeah, Coffin's going to kill this, and then be like, why the fuck won't it work? And it's like, because you gave me something that
you gave me something that you knew I wouldn't love.
People misunderstand or like try to force that reciprocation in different directions, and it's like that's a really
absolutely
a very integral middle ground that a working relationship needs to harness in order to work the best way it can, or else it just kind of
like
not gonna work.
When you talked to me about doing the joyride and you were like, I want yours to be like particularly subversive, so we were talking about like Princess Diana's motorcade.
I think at one point I was even like, let's do a burning church yo-yo or something. And I was like, oh,
and
fuck, I don't know.
I'd already done one of those. I think Bailey owns the original one.
Yeah, you painted it.
Yeah, dude. Like the very first one I did of like
God, I would love to do that, but
Yeah,
that's a little too on the nose for.
It's too on the nose, but also the artwork I did on that one, like even if we just got Bailey like to mail us that and we scan the yo-yo, will it translate the same way? Will it be appreciated the same way? Because like I posted that one just like openly in the BST, and the BST turns into a shit show when anyone has like a differing opinion.
Yeah, right.
However, like my art rarely hits on the note where people are like immediately thrown off of you by it, because they just see the attention to detail. Like skip the subject. Let's look at the skill of this for a second. And they usually can separate the art from the artist, or like the idea from the intention.
Right.
And especially when I talk to people, whether I agree with them or not, who collect my work, or like however they live, like we meet at like a ground of pretty mutual respect about my work, because it speaks for itself. Like, you don't have to agree with it to know it's good. Like,
that's a great point. Yeah,
it's like you don't have to like it to agree it's good. Like I don't like Renaissance paintings,
but it's undeniable they're incredible. Yeah,
undeniably good. Also, Claroscuro, the Italian. The Italian term for how they really like hyper focus on contrast and light, and like how they paint that, I think is the coolest shit in the world, and it's a major inspiration for how I do like my stippled portraits and like my like hyper realism. I just approach it from a different angle, but the way that they explain it and teach it is undeniably an influence to how I create.
Right.
So it's like I don't have to like the artwork of these inbred families
to respect it and
to respect it as a very high skill level.
It's a great sentiment and takeaway just in general. You've had a lot of bars in this interview, but like just that, you know what I mean? Like, you don't have to understand it to respect it.
Yeah.
That's how I feel about modern day yo-yo. Yeah. And like, I do understand it, but like, I guess my takeaway from it is different, or my takeaway from yo-yo is different, but I still like respect what everyone else is
for sure
currently getting out of yo-yo.
For sure. I couldn't agree more.
Man. Is there anything else you want to cover? These are all crazy. I really can't believe that we have like a whole ass series of yo-yos at this point. Like, when I first did this, I was like, oh, it'd be cool to do more with you, and then like it's just,
and then we just started knocking them the fuck out.
Yeah,
bro.
it's
like every 2 months you might hit me up like, yo, let's do this. And I'm like, yes, let's.
And then I need to like do a photo shoot with all of them together, because like it's just so sick.
You have like one of each?
Oh yeah, I save everything.
Okay.
I'm very good at archiving now that I'm not a fucking drug addict, and being like, I need
Sick.
an ounce of weed. Who wants to buy this for $45? Like, yeah, I try to save at least one of everything.
That's good.
I end up probably getting 2 of a couple things here and there.
Yeah, like really stuff that you know is like, I should hold on to that one.
Yeah. But
yeah, I feel that.
Yeah.
I think we covered everything.
Yeah,
I wasn't as much of a hater today as I planned to be.
Nah, this was a really like productive conversation.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Not that I didn't intend it to be that way, but it's just mad funny, because like you said, we were up in the kitchen talking. And,
well,
like,
we had hot
not
takes.
Like hater shit, but just like talking about random shit we didn't necessarily like. Then we get down here, like, everything's actually really great, and like we're so lucky to be yo-yoers. And
it's because perspective is one hell of a drug,
bro. That's again, you've had so many bars. That's another one.
Like, perspective is one hell of a drug, and just a little bit of introspection will like force you to realize that shit very quickly.
Dude, that's totally true. All right. Sign off. You ready?
Yeah, I think it's a good sign off.
Peace.
Later.
Dude, that was great.
Yeah, I think this will be a good episode. I think a lot of people